Hey, fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. Special thank you to our Patreon patrons, our YouTube subscribers. You're keeping us afloat. All of you, plus all of you who can't afford to pay, don't want to pay, hate everything about this show. If you're paying Amazon Prime, there's a little known perk built into Amazon Prime that will allow you to link your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account. It is a couple of clicks, super easy. Description below. Please do it. It gets us a couple of bucks a month, and you got to re-up it every couple of months. But please take a look and make sure you've linked the two accounts, because we get paid. You're doing us a solid. You are screwing Amazon. Stick it to them. You already paid them for it. So you gave them your hard-earned dough, and all we're asking you to do is ask them to give us some.
This episode of Pachter Factor is brought to you by DeShazer Ryan Realty. Right now, Doug DeShazer has beautiful lots available adjacent to Koocanusa Lake in northwest Montana. Pull up your RV and access the hookups, or build your own construction. Either way, you have access to world-class fishing, hunting, boating, swimming, biking, hiking, and the internet. No matter where you're looking to buy, make Doug DeShazer your real estate consultant at 406-291-1643. That's Doug DeShazer at 406-291-1643.
Hey, fellow babies. Today's question from Sifted from V. Nunes. With Gen Z and Gen Alpha consuming media differently than older generations, how do you see console and PC gaming evolving to fit the needs of the younger generation? Are we going to reach a point where millennials and Gen X have fewer games and experiences that cater to their taste? What does a God of War game for Gen Z or Gen Alpha look like? You know, games are going to be like music, where 100 years ago, people liked swing music, and it kind of evolved into jazz, which evolved into crooners, which evolved into rock, which evolved into pop, which evolved into EDM, which evolved into God knows what. I skipped metal and what was it, grunge, and we've had so many different genres, and what each succeeding generation does, I left out hip-hop too, what each succeeding generation of music does is it's a mashup of other generations. And so everybody learns from everybody prior, and so you get songs that are jazzy and rocky and hip-hop all in the same song, and that makes it fun, and that broadens the appeal because you get the olds who like it as well as the young ones. Games are going to be the same. So, I think that the biggest evolution in games has been the emergence of free-to-play games that are competitive, like Apex Legends and League of Legends, and the development of puzzle games like Candy Crush that are more or less single-player. You're not competing. I think that you're going to get mashups of those genres. I mean, if you look at League of Legends, it's really StarCraft in a World of Warcraft universe. Like it's a mashup, and that made it fun. Dota is a mashup. Everybody is taking everything that happened before them and adding to it. And I remember, I can't remember who it was, but a famous philosopher, but I remember somebody once saying, there is no original thought, only iteration, and that's true. And the guys who invent things, what's the difference between, TikTok, and I forgot that, the short form video thing that we used to have that died. It started with an L, went bankrupt.
Oh, the one that Twitter had?
Well, everybody's had one. But TikTok took it and somehow it just worked. What's the difference between Twitch and YouTube? Well, live versus archived. YouTube's emulating it. What's the difference? What is Snapchat? What is it, right? But I remember when I saw Snapchat, I'm like, I don't get this. Why would I want to send people a picture that disappears? And my 11-year-old daughter goes, when you talk on the phone, what happens to your words? And I went, oh my God, I get Snapchat. So the difference is that, she's a Gen whatever Z, but they think about it differently, and those are the people who are going to create the experiences. So, the answer to your question is, God of War was created by old guy David Jaffe, who's probably a millennial. He's like 50. What is that?
Gen X.
Yeah, he's Gen X. So Jaffe, he's probably 55. Jaffe's a Gen X guy, and he created God of War. Some, Gen Alpha is going to come up with an iteration of God of War that's going to appeal to that generation. And you know what? It's going to have enough elements. Like, I like hip hop. I didn't when I first heard it because I didn't get it. I really like it now. And it's something that grew on me because I started to appreciate how talented the artists are. Same with games. Who knows what they're going to look like? I could not have conceived of Grand Theft Auto back when I was playing, even Duke Nukem, 5 years prior, Doom. I could not even conceive of that. And the reason Grand Theft Auto was so frame breaking was we never had the ability to do whatever the hell we wanted. Everything was on a tractor. It was limited. You were being pulled through the game, and if you didn't go exactly where you're supposed to go, you died. You had to get there. And GTA is just not that way. And that begat a whole generation of open world experiences. I think we continue to see iteration of every genre, every iteration. And so, this generation, guess what? They're going to be game developers, and they're going to come up with new experiences. What I do think you're going to get, though, is the emergence of a free version of console games, which is, I talk about a lot, the Game Pass type experience. And I think you're going to see a mashup of free-to-play and console where you kind of are doing a console experience as a free-to-play game. And again, that takes some thinking. It takes somebody who gets it. Are those games going to get better? Yeah. But again, they're going to incorporate cultural experiences. I just saw a really funny video. I posted it on Twitter of a guy buying a copy of GTA Vice City. And he was talking about how he was 40, and he was like, every time the kid was talking about how old he was, and the kid said, yeah, this game in 2002, it takes place in 1986, and that was closer to 2002 than today is. And it was like, the guy was going like, how old am I? And the kid goes, I wasn't even born yet. And the guy was doing that. So it's all about how old you are if you remember these old experiences. And that kid, which is a funny video, I posted it on Twitter, you can find it. But that kid is the guy who's going to make the next generation of games. So, I always laugh about what's the solution to anything. And I always say, the guy who's going to figure this out hasn't been born yet. But it doesn't matter. Like, am I going to live long enough to see it all? No. Think about movies when Charlie Chaplin was in, silent films, and Buster Keaton, and think about an all CGI movie, that looks real, which is going to be Rogue Trooper, which is coming out, I think, this fall. It's amazing they can do that. A Pixar movie, we couldn't even conceive of that. We used to watch Snow White, then they make a Pixar movie. What's next? There was a movie recently that bombed called The Fall Guy, and they said it was a throwback to just regular old car chases and explosions and stuff, and it didn't use a lot of CGI, and it bombed. But it's fine. Like, people are trying different things, and I remember being blown away at the first Star Wars, so Star Wars Episode 4. Blown away. I saw it opening night. That the spaceship looked so real, and all the scenes, and it's just like a plastic model, but they were just so good at it, But compare that to now, it's like amazing. So games are going to be the same. Someone's going to come up with a game experience that's super fun, really immersive, and I expect that it will engage. I didn't even know they were called Gen Alpha. So we went X, we skipped Y. Was there Y?
Millennials.
Yeah, they went X, skipped Y, then Z, then Alpha. I didn't even know they were called Alpha. Whatever. Anyway, young punks. Okay, I'm a boomer, so me, I don't know any better. If you are a Patreon patron or a YouTube subscriber, thank you very much. You're helping us out immensely. If you are that or you're not, please try to remember to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. Reminder, you're paying Amazon already. They are keeping your money, and until you link your two accounts, they're not giving us any of it. And it's your money. You already gave it to them. Make them give it to us. So please try to remember to link your Twitch Prime account. If you haven't done it a couple of months, it's lapsed. You got to do it again. So the price of watching this show is just get up off your butt for 1 second and please link those 2 accounts, and Shane can get paid. You're sticking it to Amazon. You're helping Shane. Amazon hates Shane. You're going to prove to them they're wrong. You love Shane, so please do it. Thank you very much. I will see you next time.